This video is for you young adults out there that are feeling kind of lost right now. And maybe it's not lost. Maybe you know where you're going and where you're headed, or at least you know a general direction, but you're not there yet.
What's crazy is literally like the title is named, you'll see this when you're in between phases of life and never again. And like you mentioned like young adult and shit like that. Kind of weird, that it put up on my algorithm, but we'll continue though.
And you're starting to wonder, like, is this ever going to happen for me?
Yeah.
I'm going through a similar season. That's why I'm making this video, because surely there's somebody else out there that is feeling the same way. You have a lot of drive, you have a lot of ambition. Things just haven't clicked for you yet, I guess.
Dude, and that's like my thing right now is I literally have maybe about 3, 4, 5, 6 pushing it different things that I can do today right now. And at just one of those things I can push hard and thrive toward if it becomes a success or if it doesn't. But then how my brain is just operates is that I'm able to move from one task to another task to another task to another, that I literally call some of my work fun. Let's say that I'll get done with a video that may have took me about 3 hours to edit, right? After I get done filming that video, editing that video, I'll be like, well, you know what? I think I need a break. I think I need a little bit of fun. Let's make the thumbnail, or let's come up with title ideas or something like that. Or let's from then start coding, a whole website, or work on a website that I'm already coding. And yeah, that's just all the ambition. And sometimes, days I don't feel like doing any of that. I just only feel like recording. I just only feel like being a developer that day, It
all happen tomorrow and you're on top of the world, and sometimes you're a little down because it feels like it won't ever happen at all.
Yeah.
That's how it's felt for me lately, and I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. I just think it means we're aware, We're aware of the current season of life we're in. And
yeah,
I think that's exactly what it is. It's just
the difference from, not having to worry about responsibilities, or when you mean season of life, more or less like the age gap that we're in is just kind of like, we have to lock in, there's no more kind of making those mistakes. You operated any type of organization, been part of one, leaded one in the past. And I'd say organization, but just like any type of entity. Before you were 19 or 18, you can make mistakes, and those mistakes wouldn't more or less affect your life. But now, you make the right or the wrong decision on something within something that you're contributing to. It can play a big effect or a small effect in your life, depending on, in my case, like the project is,
It's something I think about a lot too. Like, people who have made it beyond where I've made it have probably been through this season and thought the same exact things that I'm thinking right now.
Oh, 100%.
And things like that give me comfort, because there are plenty of people that are out there that have done what I want to do.
Trust. The things that I would love to do, there's millions, billions, trillions of people. There's not a trillion people, but you get the perspective on that. Just there's a lot of people that can do exactly what I'm doing.
That came from less than what I came from. So I know it's possible. And knowing that they went through a season like this as well is kind of what keeps me going. And I hope that's what keeps you going. If you're out there, you don't really know what you're doing, you're lost. You want to make progress, but you don't even know what tasks to complete every single day in order to make progress. Just start taking action. Something I heard the other day.
Literally, that's all you need to do, is that you make that 1% every single day. And let's say, your cookie is 100% for completion, and you take 100 days and just put in that 1%. Eventually, you're going to get to your goal. You're going to meet your goal. You just have to put in that little decimal or that little percentage, day by day. So
is, he basically started it out with saying, what do you do when you're lost in the woods? And the other guy says, I don't know. And the speaker says, you start walking.
Yeah.
Why do you start walking? Because if you don't, you're going to starve to death.
Yeah.
Nothing will happen if you just stay stuck in the woods. If you start walking and you figure out after 2 days that you're in you went the complete wrong direction, that's fine. Now you know which direction that you can't go, or you at least tried a direction and you know that it's not the direction that you need to go in.
Exactly. That is actually a really, really good saying. I might even write that down somewhere, is that if you, stand still in the woods, you're going to starve to death.
So now you turn around and you start walking out and going the other way. So basically the whole idea is to just take action. You find out through doing, not by thinking. I think that's the biggest thing that I've picked up on over the last few months is you figure it out by doing, not by thinking.
By doing and not by thinking. I think that is a very, very valuable lesson right there. I think that is something exactly that I need to follow as well. At least, trigger my brain to think that more, is that you never know unless you do, unless you try, unless you actually put it live, you're never going to know what's going to happen. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed that kind of weird reaction, but hopefully it taught you guys something, maybe showed you guys something. I learned a little bit from it, just opening up my perspective a little bit more. I've always known the answer, but with all that being said, though, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, leave a like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.